What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma if you're new here, and I love to talk about all things Peloton cycling and fitness. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post every single Sunday. And today's video, you guys are coming with me to go on a long run. It is Saturday morning, just past 7 a.m. and I'm going to try to go on a 15-mile run today, which will be the longest run that I've ever done in my life. I have run half marathon distance like a couple of times, but now we are pushing past it. I'm definitely a little nervous. I know it's gonna be hard, but I do feel like I've been training up to this point. Like I've run quite a few like 10 to 12 mile runs. So, it's time to push the distance. And I thought I would take you guys along, show you what I do for long runs, like what I bring. And I am trying to push my distance to eventually work up to a marathon. It is hard, but it has been enjoyable so far. I'm definitely like in a running phase in my life where I'm really enjoying running. But man, getting your distance up requires a lot of miles during the week. So before we get into the run, I thought I would just show like my favorite things to run with. So I used to talk all the time about these sneakers that were my running sneakers. They are Cargo's. I think that they're very ugly, but they really did the job. And I feel like if you're not going to like an actual running shoe store, I go to Fleet Feet in LA, and like getting your foot scanned, or at least like talking to someone and trying on a bunch of different shoes, do it. It is such a game changer. Before those shoes, I was just like using random running shoes and it was hurting my joints. So those were such a big upgrade. I used those for about a year, and I also got insoles for them too, like based on my foot scan. But about 2 to 3 weeks ago, I did a 12-mile run and I was like, wow, I really feel like my legs hurt, and they shouldn't hurt that much for a 12-mile run. So then I went to the shoe store and they're like, yeah, you definitely should have got them replaced. I think the guidance is that every 500 miles you should get them replaced. And I was probably way over 500 miles on those shoes, but I wasn't even tracking. So now I got these New Balance 880s. I just got these recently. I could take my insoles out of my last pair and put them in this pair because you can use insoles for 2 pairs of running shoes. And it is literally like night and day. I feel so much better using these shoes. And now I actually am going to do a better job about tracking mileage on them. So I've only done like 3 runs around like 25 miles on these shoes so far, but I'm definitely going to track them because I should have thought about it even before the 112-mile run that like went poorly. As somebody who's kind of new to running still, it just never passed my mind until that one bad run. And I was like, you know what, let me just try getting new running shoes and see if that helped. And they helped. I really love these shoes. Running shoes are definitely very personal, but for me, I have a very like narrow heel. So I need a shoe that is really gonna like suck in that heel and it's not gonna like come up and down, because that's the worst when you're running. And then the other thing that I started recently experimenting with are GU energy gels. I've never used energy gels in the past, even when I've done like longer bike rides. I just have never tried them. I feel like I see very mixed things online. Some people are like, I absolutely love them, and some people are like, they like brick my stomach. I have a pretty strong stomach, so I am taking 2 GU gels out today. I plan on taking one at mile 5 and one at mile 10. I have the strawberry banana flavor and the jet blackberry flavor. I got like an entire multi-pack from Amazon, which like, if you like trying a bunch of different flavors, I would recommend. I like am indecisive, so I need to try everything. And this one has like sweet and then fruit, which I thought was interesting because I didn't know which one I'd like more. There's like vanilla, salted caramel, chocolate, strawberry, banana, tri-berry, and jet blackberry. And the only flavor I tried so far was vanilla, which I would give like a 5 out of 10. I think the consistency is like a little odd, and that was a little jarring to eat when you ran, but I think I'll get more used to it. I think I might like the fruit ones more. We'll see today. And I definitely did feel like the benefits of it, the energy, and like once I ate it, it didn't like upset my stomach at all. It was just kind of like a weird eating experience, mostly because I like don't eat when I run usually. So hopefully those help with giving me some extra energy to push through the last miles today. I've never taken like 2 because I've never done a long enough run to take 2. So I'm very interested to see how it goes. I know some people take it also at like mile 0 before you even start, but I am planning on eating like breakfast and having coffee before I go for a run. So I feel like that's kind of like my mile 0, but I'm definitely open to feedback. This is all just like experimentation and seeing how these things go. And then with Biku, I'm also going to have a bottle of electrolyte mix. I'm using Cure Hydration this time. I switch between Cure Hydration and Liquid IV, and I like them for different purposes. I feel like they function the same. Like I don't feel like I get hydrated by one more than the other, but Liquid IV is like more of a Gatorade vibe, I would say, while Cure Hydration is more of like a vitamin water. It's way less strong. So if I'm doing something like hard sprints, Liquid IV is great. Like I love the strong flavor, but if I'm doing something where the flavor is gonna like sit in my mouth for multiple hours, I want it to be like a little more chill, and that's where Cure comes in. So this is the berry pomegranate powder. Just gonna mix it up in a water bottle. And that brings me to where we're going today. I usually either do long runs on the treadmill, which I know you're not really supposed to do, and you like should get experience running outside. And since it's a Saturday, I am gonna go outside, and I've been running in my neighborhood, but I live in Los Angeles and it's like not that nice to run around, like city vibes, right? So I am going to actually drive somewhere. My boyfriend recommended the like Rose Bowl Arena, which I've never been to. I think it's just like a stadium in the suburbs of LA. He has to run some errands like near there, so it works out. And apparently there's like a loop that is pretty flat and it's 3.1 miles. And I'm like, perfect, I can run it 5 times and I can stash my water bottle like somewhere near the starting line, because I don't really know what to do when I'm doing long runs, because I definitely don't want to carry the water with me. So this seems like a good solution, and just like hope that I can kind of hide it somewhere to get every 3 miles. Like I don't need water super frequently, but I also don't want to not have water, and especially if I'm going to be eating these gels, I need some water to make the gels go down. That should be pretty much everything I'm bringing for this run. I'll also like bring my AirPods. I am also trying to figure out like what I like to do while I'm running for so long. I have been listening to music, but I've been getting a little bored of that, but I don't know like what the other options are. My friend sent me a podcast, so I was like, maybe I'll try listening to that, but I don't know if that'll be hype enough. So we'll get there and I'll see what the vibes are and I'll update you guys after. But that's pretty much everything I need for this run. So let's go make some coffee and eat some breakfast and, you know, just get in the mindset for a 15-mile run. Okay, I just made my breakfast. I just have black coffee with like a splash of oat milk. I am a Nespresso girly through and through. I absolutely love their coffee pods. Before I got this machine, I would put so much like creamer and sugar in it, but this, I think the coffee is so much better that I like want to taste the coffee flavor. So that is what's on deck today for the caffeine. And then for breakfast, I have pumpkin overnight oats. I actually made this in a video quite some time ago, like maybe 8 months ago at this point. In that video, I tried like a bunch of different recipes, and out of all of them, like this is the only one I've stuck to. I don't have this every single day. I switch between this and then hot oatmeal. I am a big oats girl. I feel like they sit in my stomach nicely, like they fill me, but they don't make me feel like lethargic. I've tried like avocado toast in the past, and that like sits like a rock in my stomach. If you have other breakfast ideas, definitely let me know, but gonna eat this and then I should be pretty much ready to go. Also, this is the full fit for the run. So this is long sleeve Swiftly Lululemon. I think it's a size 8, like relaxed fit. I kind of like it more because it's more relaxed. And then underneath, I literally love this bra. I wore it in my half marathon like a year and a half ago at this point. It's the Outdoor Voices Doing Things bra. Absolutely favorite bra to run in. I just feel like it gives me like good support without like squeezing me a lot. So it's like very comfortable to running because you need a lot of support, but you you also don't want to be squished. And I'm a size small in the bra. The leggings are the Lululemon Speed Up leggings, and I don't love these leggings, but they're the only leggings that have a pocket that are like high performance. They're kind of like a athletic-y material, and they're just like really compressive. Like I wish they were slightly less compressive. Like I really like Wonder Trains, but those do not have pockets. And I do have a running belt if I'm wearing pants that don't have pockets, but I would much rather just wear the pants with the pocket. Like I think that shoving my phone and like my gels in these pockets is more comfortable than wearing a running belt. So here we are with these leggings. And then for the socks, they are just Peloton Features socks, and they're okay. I like them. They do the job. And I'm also going to be wearing this headband. It's from Maven Thread. Honestly, I need to get more of these because this does not match the outfit at all. I have a blue one of these and a red one, and I wear them like every time I run. They are quite thick, but I'm very sweaty, so it catches a lot of my sweat. I also like my ears being covered. I feel like if it's a little chilly outside, I have some ear protection. And yeah, I absolutely love these, but the blue one's in the wash, so I have to wear the red one today and kind of throw off the blue vibe. But I need to order some like more normal colored of these. But I really, really love these headbands. These are like easily my favorite headband. I've tried Lululemon headbands, and these are better in my opinion. So that is the fit for today. Now let's go do this 15-mile run. We just got here and there's actually quite a few runners. Chris and I have never been here, but yeah, there's people out and about. There'll be some inspiration. I'm just gonna hide this water bottle behind this tree here, and then I'll just cross over when I see our car to get some water. I think it'll be safe. I honestly think that's fine. I don't think anyone will mess with it. It is now time to start. Mile 1, let's go. 5 miles in, just under 45 minutes. I'm drinking some Cure, and I'm also gonna have my first dew. This run's going pretty well. It's a very nice area. The temperature is good. Let's see. The first one is gonna be Jet Blackberry. I try not to stop once I run, so I'm gonna walk while I eat this and then put my water bottle down, and then I think do 6 more miles. Oh, this is way better than the vanilla one. I honestly think I could eat this without water. I could not do that with the vanilla one. I needed water. Okay, time to get back at it. I am listening to a gossip podcast right now. It's so interesting. I like love running to it. I'm really surprised. Let's go. Mile 8, drinking some water. Definitely slowing down a little bit, but you know, we're prevailing, feeling pretty good. Let's do another 3-mile loop and then I can have my second gel. It's such a nice day out. Okay, time to run. 11.3 miles down, so 3.7 to go. One more big loop, and then there's like a smaller loop I'll probably run in to get to 15 miles. Last gel, let's go. Oh, this is my favorite so far. There's also like no cute way to eat this. You just gotta like bite down. But yeah, my feet are definitely getting sore, but I feel pretty good otherwise. Like these gels really make a difference. Ugh. But I'm ready to do the last loop. It is a really beautiful day out though, so nice. The benefits of living in LA. All right, let's put the water bottle away and do the last big loop. I just finished in 2 hours and 20 minutes, 9-minute, 15-second average, which is pretty good for me. And we will debrief once I am home. Definitely need some water and to walk out a bit. It is now at 3 p.m. so several hours after I finished the run. But once I finished, I walked out probably another like 0.3 to 0.4 miles just to bring my heart rate down, because obviously it was quite high from running 15 miles. And then I stretched out. I always do like the same stretches no matter how long my run is. You know, some calf stretches, some thigh stretches, you know, really just stretch out the legs. And then Chris picked me up. And to that point, I felt completely fine. But once we were driving home, it was only around like a 10-minute drive, I started to feel bad. It's hard to describe because it's not nauseous, but my stomach just kind of hurt. but not, I don't know. It's kind of a weird feeling. I've never felt that way before, just kind of like overall bad. And I was like, oh, it's probably the gels. I came home, took a shower, still didn't feel that good. But then I ate a snack. I had some cottage cheese because I was like, I wonder if I'm just hungry. And then I started to feel way better. And then I like had a full lunch and I felt completely fine after that. So I wonder if I should eat like a bigger breakfast before starting. My concern with a bigger breakfast is then I'm gonna like feel bad. I definitely lean towards eating a smaller breakfast because I don't want to like feel it sitting in my stomach. So I don't know if you've ever had that problem, like let me know, or like what can I add to my breakfast that's not gonna like weigh down, maybe a banana, but still give me some more like nutrients, because I think that is the main reason I didn't feel well. I don't know if it was like because this was the first time I was running 15 miles or because of the gels or both, who knows. But I am happy that like once I ate, it went away. And then I just laid around for a couple hours. Now my legs don't hurt that much. It's good that like I've recovered. I'm basically fine. But definitely, you know, a little sore when I was coming home, but nothing out of like the ordinary and not anything that I'm concerned about. Like obviously this was a long run. I do feel like with the gels, it really keeps you energized and it makes you feel really good, but like it can't take away the pain in your legs. So it kind of is like a balance between the two, where without the gels, I just feel bad all over. But with the gels, I like feel good, like above my legs, but then below my legs, I'm like, I'm still getting tired. But obviously that'll also get better. Like the longer I train, the more often I do this. Even being able to do 15 miles is like crazy to me. And I felt good going into today because I was like, oh yeah, I've done so many other like smaller training runs, even from like 7 miles to like 12 miles. So I'm like, I know for the first like 10 miles, I'm going to be fine. And it's going to be like the last 5 that are a push. But that's definitely where the gels came in and helped me. I really liked both of my flavors today. If you couldn't tell, a lot more than the vanilla one. So I'm happy that I found flavors that I'm more willing to eat. And the Cure hydration was good as well. I also really like this running course. It was a beautiful day out. I like when there's like other people running around. It helps me get motivated. And then there was also a smaller loop that was like 0.7 miles. And then the bigger loop was 3.1. So I actually like switched around. The first 5 miles, I ran the inner loop 3 times and the outer loop 1 time because I wanted to take the gel like earlier than mile like 6.2. So I took it at like mile 5. But then I just ran 2 full loops before taking the second gel, which I feel like was fine, but like kind of pushing it. I would have liked to take it maybe like a mile earlier. Then I did another big loop and then a small loop. And that was the whole 15 miles. The entire run, I was listening to a podcast. Like right when I started listening to EDM music. And I'm like, okay, I don't know, with music, it's just that I'm waiting for the song to end because I'm like, oh, like a song is usually like 3 to 4 minutes long. So then it like increments my run a lot, which I don't think is good. Like I need something that I set on and like forget. And there's like no way for me to tell time because otherwise I'm just like counting down. And that was a big problem. I was using the Peloton classes and I love indoor Peloton classes. I still use those, but the outdoor ones for longer runs than like 45 minutes, it's disappointing because I'll do like a 45-minute run. I'm counting down for the 45 minutes to end. It ends and then I have to keep running. So I have to like queue up another class or do something else. And I was finding that really demotivating. So I got away from that. But my friend actually texted me this week and it's this podcast called Normal Gossip. And she's like, oh, I think you would really like this podcast. And basically the host just like dive deep into a story that somebody like writes in. It's basically just like long form storytelling, but they're really funny. And I listened to 2 podcasts and they were like an hour long each about like 2 different situations. And I was very entertained. And I thought that listening to someone talk would be boring and would make me go slower. But I just feel like it like helped pass the time quicker. And yeah, it was harder to tell like how much time has passed, which I think is good for me. Like I just can't be counting down. So 2 thumbs up for this podcast. This is definitely not a new podcast. There's several seasons. So this is great. I have a lot of running content in the future. So yeah, it was great that my friend recommended me this and I'm excited to like find something new to do while running. I've thought about audiobooks as well, which now I'd be more willing to try, but at the same time, I'm like, I feel like it will make me go slower to listen to an audiobook rather than something upbeat. But I don't know, this podcast was good, so I'd definitely be open to it in the future. Let me know what you guys do on like long bike rides, long runs. I would be interested. I know some people don't listen to music at all or don't listen to anything, but I definitely need some sort of entertainment. Like, we're out there for a while. I would definitely go back and run there again. The only thing is that the first mile in the 3-mile loop from where we parked, like you could park other places, was slightly uphill. And you can see that in my splits. I will post all my splits here, but the like mile 3 of like every time that I was in that loop, it was like a minute and a half higher than all my other miles, which I think is fine. And honestly, pacing has always been a really big problem for me. And I think the gels do help with pacing a lot because for the most part, I was hovering around like 9 to 9:10. Obviously, at the beginning, I was going like 8:30 for the first couple of miles. And I definitely can like work on slowing down. It's just hard for me because I'm like excited. But usually towards the end, it starts getting really bad and I start walking a lot. So I'm very happy that even towards the end of my run, my like splits were looking pretty good. So definitely proud of that. And I also think that running on the treadmill and like setting it at a pace I'm forgetting has helped me like build up my pacing too. And I did not walk at all except when I ate my 2 gels and got the water once. So I was very proud of myself for that because there were definitely some points where I was like, I could walk, but I was like, no, just keep pushing, just wait for that gel to kick in and you'll feel better. And yeah, just really pushing through before the gels kicked in was really the hardest part. So overall, I'm very proud of myself. I think that it went pretty well, besides like the stomach hurting at the end. So now I know next time to try to eat a larger breakfast. I think that would definitely help me, and maybe drink some more water. So I drank that whole hydro flask while I was running. So that was like 24 ounces, I believe. And then I like chugged another like 25 to 30 ounces when Chris picked me up. But I drink a lot of water in general, so maybe I need to be drinking more during my runs. It's just so hard like getting the water bottle while you're also on the run. So if you have any tips, like let me know. I'd be very curious. If you have any tips about anything running, please let me know. I definitely still consider myself a beginner, especially in like long runs like this. Like 15 miles, I feel like is pretty long, especially for me. So I'm glad that it went well. I'm glad that I'm feeling pretty recovered, ready to walk around tonight and not be sore. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along for a long run with me, really pushing myself today. And let me know if you guys are training for anything specific. I know some of you guys do some really cool races, so I always like hearing what you guys are doing. I hope you guys are staying safe, having an awesome week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!